While my hair was still cut straight across my forehead, I played about the front gate, pulling flowers. You came by on bamboo stilts, playing horse. You walked about my seat, playing with blue plums. And we went on living in the village of Chokan, two small people without dislike or suspicion. At 14, I married my Lord Jew. I never laughed, being bashful. Lowering my head, I looked at the wall. Called to 1,000 times, I never looked back. At 15, I stopped sculling. I desired my dust to be mingled with yours. Forever and forever and forever. Why should I climb the lookout? At 16 you departed, and you went far into Kuyutan, by the river of swirling eddies, and you have been gone 5 months. The monkeys make sorrowful noise overhead. You dragged your feet when you went out. By the gate now the moss has grown, the different mosses, too deep to clear them away. The leaves fall early this autumn in wind. The paired butterflies are already yellow with August, over the grass in the west garden. They hurt me, I grow older. If you are coming down through the narrows of the river Kayan, please let me know beforehand, and I will come out to meet you as far as Chufasa. How would you feel if you got forced into marriage when you were 14 years old?
I would be very upset, and I'd want to run away and kill my husband and leave forever.
Do you think you could ever love him in like 10 years?
If he wasn't fat and ugly and mean and abusive, if he treated me nice, maybe, but I don't know, probably not. No.
It would be horrible. I would hate to be forced into marriage at 14 or any age.
Do you feel that out of that, in a couple of years or so, you could actually fall in love with a person that way?
I think it'd be highly doubtful if I was forced into it at 14.
Okay, how would you feel if you were forced into marriage when you were 14 years old?
I feel very upset with my parents and others that would force me. I probably wouldn't end up liking the guy ever because of how things went and the way that things were before.
So you don't think you could ever fall in love with him?
I don't think so. Being forced into something at a young age isn't really a good thing because then you feel forced to love him, so then you won't truly ever love him.
Okay.
If you were forced into marriage at a very young age, how would that make you feel?
It would not be my first choice, obviously. You can learn to grow and accustom to it and make it for the best, I hope, but it would not be my first choice.
Nice. Do you feel there's any chance for love or anything like that? Do you think you could fall in love with the person?
You could, definitely could. You could go to love them, you could go to respect them, but as I say, it would take a lot of work on both parts.
Good.
How would you guys feel if you were forced into marriage when you were 14?
You can go first.
Well, I don't think I'd like it, and if it was someone I didn't like, I think I would want to kill myself, probably, and I don't think I would like it at all, and maybe eventually I might fall in love with him.
How would it make you feel if you were forced into marriage at age 14?
A lack of freedom, a lack of choices. There would also be issues with, am I someone's property? Is their culture such at age 14 that I become my husband's property and I lose any rights to how I dress? Can I own property? Bondage comes to mind, if that's the culture. You know.
Do you feel that there's any chance in that situation that you could fall in love or anybody could fall in love in that situation?
We have a big God, so maybe.
Okay.
How would you feel if you were forced into marriage at 14?
At 14, I didn't like being told anything to do, so I think I really would have been pretty disappointed and pretty upset about not having that kind of a choice, and I think I probably still would be today.
Would you ever fall in love with a person after a while?
It's hard to say. I mean, I think love is a choice. You make a choice to love people, and so you know, falling in love and taking care of somebody and putting their needs before yours as far as that kind of thing, I think you could do. I don't know if you'd ever have that romantic chemistry that you see in movies and everybody dreams about, but I think it's possible depending on how your personalities click.
How would you feel if you were forced into marriage at 14?
Well, I'm sure that'd be really awkward, very hard, probably a lot of mixed emotions. I guess it would depend on the circumstances of if I had responsibilities or if it was based on really choices I had made or not.
Do you think you'd ever fall in love with a person?
Well, with God, all things are possible. If your heart's right and you're committed, anything's possible. So I'd say it's possible that I could, yes.
How would you feel if you were forced into marriage at 14?
Well, remember when I was 14, I knew nothing about everything. I was pretty clueless. Considered 7th, 8th grade year, horrible geek at that. Had to be married at 14, I would be traumatized. I'd be thinking, I can't go to school anymore. I'm going to get picked on. People are going to start saying stuff. I'm going to develop a whole neurotic complex. How am I going to support myself? How am I going to support my new wife, whoever she may be? How am I, I've got plans down the line. I want to go to college. Got to go to high school and got to go to college. Everything is going to be changing. I'm going to have to be an adult. I don't want to be an adult. I still don't want to be an adult. The stress would be crazy.
Do you think you could ever love her later in time? I mean, could you?
I suppose you spend enough time with somebody and you begin to understand them, and maybe you do, and I suppose the opposite could happen too, is that you're constantly with somebody else, you've got different goals and ideas, and maybe you go the other direction. Maybe you begin to hate that person. You can't stand them. You don't want to be around them. So would you end up loving them? It's probably going to be one or the other. Are you going to be loving
Do you think you could love them? Or would you hate them? Or would you just not know?
Well, probably wouldn't know. Right. I think I'm a good person. I would try.
Okay.
Some people just...
Thank you.
Some people don't belong together.
All right. Well, thanks.